Hey, what do you say? I am so sorry for starting with that. I did not think it was going to be that good. A little fat helper for you. Oh man, that was good. Oh, that was good. Hey everybody, and let me start off by saying Happy New Year. Just want to do a quick little vlog since we haven't spoken since the 24th. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who watched the Advent vlogs. These were the most viewed of any of the years I've been doing them. This year I lost the least amount of subscribers, and in fact they came back and in bigger numbers than before. So I want to thank all of you for that, and any new subscribers, welcome. I want to say that first off, this was actually a fantastic year. My channel went from 1,500 subscribers to now we're at 3,150 subscribers. Like 3,154 subscribers. And that was a gradual increase. We had a couple jumps because we had one really big video with Siege Ratchet, but we had some other videos that did really well. Overall, my views are solid and somewhat stable. That is without support from third-party websites, because sometimes, certain sites don't put videos up. I know that's a constant back and forth struggle. I am looking especially gray in the beard. I'm a little long, I got shaved, but yeah, so it was a great year, and now we're in the shadow of Copa. Real quick, for those of you who have been following along, it really does look like the problems with COPA are not going to come from the FTC. They're going to come from YouTube, because YouTube is saying no matter whatever their algorithms say, that's what they're going to do to your channel. So you can switch it back, but if they check again, and you try to fight, or they will shut down your channel, possibly. You can appeal. So, really don't know what's going on. Hopefully, YouTube will come to its senses, but I doubt it. A lot of people, I have heard them say, are becoming incredibly frustrated with YouTube working for them. And they're looking to fight. And, I've been saying that all along. I'll dig my heels in and I'll fight. My videos are for everyone, not just for kids, not just for adults, not just for cats, not just for dogs, for everyone. And that's how it should be, because, as the founder of the internet said, the internet should be for everyone. So that's that. Upcoming reviews. I did get like some older stuff from Christmas, so I think that'll be fun just to do. I actually got the last two Legends figures from Powers of the Prime. I got the Cyberverse Spark Armor Optimus Prime with the Arc, which I think is kind of cool. Siege Leader Class Ultra Magnus. That was bought when it was on sale for $30 on Amazon. So, speaking of Amazon, I think the first review hopefully will be Masterpiece Hound. So you will have a starting 2020 off with an edition of a Masterpiece Theater. That's a show. That's a little video segment. I don't want to call it a show, but like a specialty video that, if I do see, some more, any action on the Patreon, that's something I'd like to maybe do more of. That I can, not worry about getting first reviews out, but maybe go back and take a look at some older Masterpiece figures, and stuff, and maybe, because again, remember, I did Voltron, so there are other high-end robot figures I would like to feel, and maybe class it up a little, get like a backdrop or something. But that does bring me my next thing, the Patreon. I think it's been open for like a month and a half now, and no action. And I mean, I was really not expecting to see anything till after Christmas, people spending some Christmas money. But yeah, it is, again, patreon.com/chuckdog1999. I'm not asking for like thousands of dollars. I'm not doing tiers. It's just $1, and the reward is supporting the channel. I would hope, my low average of viewers is around 300. If I can get 300 people to donate $1 a month, I can do some really cool stuff. But I understand if you can't. I understand if you don't want to. This was something I did not as a knee-jerk reaction to Copa. It was just that I saw a lot of other creators getting this money, and I kind of just looked at it as like found money. I mean, to not have a Patreon would be kind of silly. But I want to move on from there. So Masterpiece Hound will probably, hopefully, be the first one. I'm saying hopefully because, as some of you know, people have gotten their Hounds already. There are breakage, there are issues. I did a cursory look over of the figure of the vehicle. I haven't transformed it yet, and a couple panels seem out of place. So I have to see if that just the nature of the transformation, or is there some warped plastic? Because if it's something like warped plastic, it's getting shipped back and returned to Amazon Japan, and I'll just have to wait to get Hound when it goes on sale in a later production run or something, because I can't, if it's a broken out of the box, there's nothing I can do. I can't review it because that's going to taint the review. And from what I've heard, dealing with Amazon Japan with returns is not the most positive thing, because they charge you for return shipping, and the return shipping is actually more than what they pay to ship it to you. So this might end up being the end of the love affair with Amazon Japan, and I may not be able to use them again, which is very disappointing, because I have Masterpiece Leo Convoy on order and a couple other things that economically, if I didn't have the option to buy them through Amazon Japan, I wouldn't be able to afford. Speaking of which, I mean, after Hound, the next Masterpiece that I think might be coming is Masterpiece Raiden, the train combiner. There might be something in between. I'm sure there's going to be a like Masterpiece 47 Plus that will have Hound in a toy deco. I mean, that's just a given. But I'm mentioning Raiden because they've already said that they're looking to attract Transformer fans and train collectors. So these are going to be very detailed. They're going to be of a certain scale, I think, so they can fit on tracks. People are already speculating this is going to be a $600 Masterpiece, and I have to say, paying for Masterpiece Optimus Prime was like a big thing, and I can't do that again. So if I don't get the support through Patreon, I'm probably not going to be able to get Masterpiece Raiden at all, because I don't ever see it going on sale for an affordable price. But enough of the negative. Let's get into the positive. And the positive is, what was the figure of 2019? Now, let me just say, this year was probably the best year for toys. Action figures, collectible action figures, whatever you want to call them, since I've gotten back into the hobby, since like the early 2000s. Just phenomenal. I mean, the fact that Hasbro now has the Power Ranger license, you're getting quality 6-inch Power Ranger toys. You're getting the combining Power Ranger Mecha, designed by the same company that does Transformers. I mean, the Marvel Legends were just, some people have said it's like every month there's like a new wave, and there's fantastic figures, and they keep coming, and it's just so hard to keep up. Even the smaller companies like McFarlane Toys, Jazzwares with their Fortnite and their tertiary licenses. I mean, it was just really cool, really great figures. And just to see overall where it's that where everything's come from, that we're getting the figures now that we dreamed about as kids. But with that said, I basically had two figures in mind for the year. And what it came down to was, number one, it has to be price, and number two, just the overall fun factor. I mean, quality, of course. I mean, if it was a garbage figure, it wouldn't even be mentioned. And let me tell you what the runner-up is. The runner-up, and this was really close, the Bandai DX VF1J 148 scale figure. This is the first time since Yamato went out of business that we were getting 148 scale Macross Valkyries. And this is done by Bandai, the company that basically, they didn't create the first Valkyrie, but they bought the company that did, and they've been making them for a while. So to have it in this scale, I mean, I would have liked to have seen a smaller scale, but there's licensing issues with that. But to have it, let me just say, it is far better than anything Yamato put out. It was much more stable. It was much more playable. The one thing that kept it, well, two things that really kept it from the number one spot was that it was expensive, but I mean, it was affordable but expensive, if you know what I'm saying. But the other thing was it just sold out so quickly that to get it, you would have to go to the secondary market. And the other thing was that hip swivel clip hinge that connects the legs to the fuselage, that just popped open way too often, and it wasn't like really a defect, it was just an annoyance, and it kind of took back some of the fun factor. Now, I mean, there's other things. The fast packs are like a, you know, Bandai online exclusive that you have to get. And yeah, they've come out with the 1A in Max colors and the 1S in Hikaru colors from Do You Remember Love, which, by the way, that would basically be a 148 scale Jetfire without the armor. But, you know, and again, those are the Max, not so much, but the Hikaru is very hard to get a hold of, and because I got Optimus Prime, I couldn't even get it, and I'm also holding out for a Rick Fokker. But yeah, Roy Fokker, excuse me. But yeah, so I mean, that was a great figure, and I am hoping as 2020 goes on, we maybe see Bandai doing a smaller scale VF1s that are not the high metal, that are like pretty much playable like the old 155s. I mean, the 155s, in terms of a playable Valkyrie that actually looks good, is still the gold standard. You know, what is it? Almost almost like over 35 years later. I mean, 2022 was going to be 40 years, so 38 years later. So there you go. But the number one figure of the year for me, and I just mentioned the name, was Siege Commander Class Jetfire. Number one. This was the first time we had gotten a Jetfire toy that was based on the animation design, not trying to update the toy design where you have to balance the Macross Robotech aesthetics with a little bit of the animation nuances. This was strictly the animation Jetfire, the way it looked in the cartoon. I mean, the only way you would get anything better would be to be Masterpiece scale. Great. And, I mean, it's better than any third-party product. I said that before, and I got in trouble, but I will keep saying it. You know, official product will always beat always beat the unlicensed companies who basically are driving up the price. But that's a rant for another time. But fantastic figure. Yes, I know some people found it a little gappy in parts, but it's Jetfire. It's Skyfire. It's what we remember from the cartoon. I mean, the extra weapons, the blast effects, that was all icing on the cake. To have that double-barreled rifle in his hand, and all the gimmicks with it. And what was even better is, even after its initial release, you could actually get, at some cases on sale, get this figure for below $50. So, it was a no-brainer. And Yeah, so definitely that for me was the figure of the year. Now, some people are talking about figures of the decade, and to be honest with you, I don't remember back that far, but one thing that I will remember, and then I'll just throw it out here: the Nerf Han Solo Star Wars Han Solo movie Han Solo blaster, and I'll tell you why. Since I was a little boy, I wanted a Han Solo blaster that actually shot lasers. And the fact that it's a Nerf blaster with glow strike darts that can charge the glow so they come out glowing, this is the closest and safest you'll ever get to a laser gun, to the Han Solo laser gun. And that will, I mean, it's got the sounds and everything. That to me is the toy of the decade because that was something I had been waiting since like 1984 for. Before that, when we had the force power, or whatever they call them, the force strike, the spring loaded lightsabers with lights and sound, that, I mean, for me, that's still the toy of the 2000s because that was something we had to wait at the time almost 25 years to get. I mean, before that, it was these just solid plastic tubes that were colored on the end. This was like a spring-loaded lightsaber. Yeah, you didn't have to flick it. You just press the button and shot out. Unfortunately, I think some of the batteries corroded in the two I have, so I got to clean them up. But they're still fantastic, and you can get them. You can still get them. Go on Amazon. I mean, there's a Kylo Ren one that it closes up all the way, I'm pretty sure, and it springs out. So that's kind of cool. And then the Luke Skywalker one has been repurposed as Rey. It's not the one that you can record your own voice. It was a little bit older, so it might be a little pricier. But keep in mind, these force action lightsabers, they now go for over $100, close to $200 on eBay. So paying $30 to get the reissue, I mean, I might even do it just to have another one. I mean, I definitely want to go for the Kylo Ren one first. But yeah, for me, toy of the year, Siege Jetfire. Toy of the decade, the Han Solo glow strike Nerf blaster. So that's about it. I have a family holiday dinner party thingamabob to get ready for. So, and I've seen this has almost gone 18 minutes from my rambling. Once again, thank you everyone for a great year. I hope your Christmas was wonderful. I hope the new year is even better. But remember, you control your life. You can make your own decisions. And if you're unhappy with something in your life, the new year isn't going to fix that. You are. So, and you don't have to wait for January 1st. You can do it December 31st, January 5th. But you can be the change. You are the change in your own life. And remember that. So, I'll see you in the new year with a lot more toy reviews. Take care.